Hi, I'm Murphy Tiglar, a product manager at AWS Marketplace. Welcome to Marketplace 303, Balance Agility and Control for your curated software procurement. I'm excited to share with you today how you can use AWS Marketplace tools to strike this balance in your organization. In today's environment, everyone's trying to do more with less, build more with less resources, more innovation with less risk. We know that it's important for your organization to find that balance of speed and scale without sacrificing the controls that keep your organization safe. Joined today by Joe Daly, the Director of Cloud Optimization Services at Nationwide. He's going to share today how Nationwide has used these AWS Marketplace tools to help their organization strike this balance. Let's go into what we're going to learn today. First, you'll learn an overview of the benefits of using AWS Marketplace. Next, we'll talk about the controls that you can curate to gain visibility and maintain agility. And then Joe will share how Nationwide has been able to use these controls. First, a marketplace overview. AWS Marketplace allows you to find, buy, deploy, and manage third-party software. With over 8,000 products and 1,600 vendors, you can find solutions that are right for your needs. We have flexible consumption and easy and secure deployments. Our catalog is always evolving, and so you'll be able to find a variety of solutions for your different innovation needs. For more information on the benefits of using AWS Marketplace, please refer to Marketplace Session 301, Greenfield to Self-Service Automation. Within AWS Marketplace, there's a few different users. These users are trying to find the balance of control and agility. First, we have our administrators and approvers. These are the individuals in the organization that are setting the guardrails and improving the software. They're trying to meet the agility needs of their subscribers and software users, the ones in the organization that are building the solutions to drive innovation. These individuals can be the same person or multiple individuals in the organization. For example, at Nationwide, an engineer is both a subscriber and a software user. In today's session, we're going to focus on how you, the administrator and approver, can use tools within AWS Marketplace to find the agility needed for your software users. Within AWS Marketplace, we have a variety of controls available. Today's session, we're going to be focusing on Private Marketplace and Procurement System integration. Private Marketplace allows you to curate a catalog of pre-approved products for your software users. Procurement System integration allows you to integrate with Coupa and Ariba, your existing procurement systems. We'll go into these as well as the demo in just a few minutes. We also have Identity and Access Control. This is the functionality that allows you to set the permissions and the users as described in the last slide. We also have standardized terms. This helps you streamline your legal and approval process. Additionally, you can use private offers to have custom terms and pricing within AWS Marketplace. And finally, we have AWS Budgets and Cost Management. These tools allow you to manage and monitor spend for your software users. Again, today we're going to be focusing on Private Marketplace and Procurement System integration. To learn more about these other controls within AWS Marketplace, please refer to Marketplace Session 301 and 302. Let's dig into controls and visibility. Talking to customers, we've learned there's generally two types of approval processes within AWS Marketplace, as well as the software supply chain. First, we have product approval. Product approval is generally a one-time approval step where the software is vetted that it's approved and okay for the cloud environment. Teams that can help with the product approval include legal, cloud architecture, as well as procurement. To help with your product approval process, we have Private Marketplace. Private Marketplace allows you to curate a catalog of pre-approved products. Once the Private Marketplace is enabled, your software users will only be able to subscribe to the software approved in their catalog. We also allow you to customize your branding, making it easy for your software users to know that they're in the catalog approved for their use. Additionally, you can use our built-in workflow process to vet and approve additional software or you can use our public APIs to connect with your existing ticketing or approval system. I'll show a demo of Private Marketplace here in a second. The second approval process is transaction approval. Transaction approval is generally a continuous approval step that ensures the software user is approved to use the software, including vetting the terms and conditions as well as the pricing. Teams that may help with the transaction approval include legal, procurement, as well as sourcing. To help with your transaction approval needs, we have procurement system integration. Procurement system integration allows you to connect with your Coupa or SAP Ariba system so that you can ensure that your software users are only subscribing to products approved for their use. You can also continue to use your custom policies as well as manage your procurement in a centralized solution. Let's go into a demo of both of these. I'll also note that these systems can be used separately or in conjunction. For example, if you do not have a procurement system, you can still use Private Marketplace. Let's jump into a demo and see how it looks for your software users once these tools are enabled. First, I'm going to show Private Marketplace. Once Private Marketplace is enabled, you can see the branding as well as the title and description. I know I'm in a catalog created for my use. I click on Explore Your Private Marketplace, which takes me into the catalog of my pre-approved products. I can see here that I have 7 products that are pre-approved for my use. I now have a filter for approved products as well as badging that shows that it's approved for procurement, so I easily know what I can and cannot use. I can still see the entire marketplace catalog when I uncheck Approved for Procurement. I want to use one of the pre-approved products, a Tableau product. I click on the product and I can continue to subscribe. From here, I can accept the terms and I can continue to configure once it's uploaded. For demo purposes, I'm going to go back into the catalog and find an unapproved product. I know that there's an additional product that I want to use, but it's not currently in my Private Marketplace. So I'm going to search for it. It's a Snowflake product. I find the relevant product that I'm looking for and I click on it. I can see here with the red banner the product is not approved for procurement. I scroll down and I look at the pricing information as well as the terms. I can see that this is a product that I'm interested in subscribing to. I click on Continue to Subscribe, and I can see I cannot continue to subscribe because the subscribe button is grayed out. I can create a software request. This allows me to submit a request to my administrator requesting the software to be added to the Private Marketplace. I can put my email as well as the reason for needing the software. I submit the request, and I can continue to see the details of the request by clicking on the details page. In here, I can see that the request is pending, and I can see the details of the request that were just sent to the administrator. I'm going to go back into my Marketplace catalog, and again, I want to see my list of pre-approved products. I click on the filter to find my approved products, and I can continue to subscribe to any of these 7 products. That's the view from the software user perspective. As the administrator, it's important to note that you're able to update the branding that you see here, including the logo, color, name, and description. You can create the list of approved products, as you see here with Approved for Procurement. You can also remove products. And from the software request functionality, you can view the aggregated list of products and take action on those requests. Let's take a look at the Coupa integration. Here, I'm going to start with the procurement system integration. I'm going to start in Coupa. With the Coupa integration in particular, you can start in either Coupa or the AWS Marketplace website. I'm going to use the Open By functionality and I search for Snowflake. I'm going to open the catalog for my applicable use. Then here, I find the Matillion product that I want to subscribe to. As you can see, I'm automatically redirected into the AWS Marketplace website. Then here, I can find the additional information such as the pricing and terms. I look at the information and decide that this is in fact a product that I want to request to use. When I scroll up to the top, I can click Continue to Subscribe. As you can see, there's a button, Submit for Approval. I cannot continue this subscription until it's been approved. I click the button and the punch out occurs and I'm redirected into the Coupa website. Once I'm in Coupa, I can see that a shopping cart item has been populated from the punch out. This includes the relevant information from the Marketplace website. I can see here that it's defaulted to $10,000 since it's a pay-as-you-go product. Additionally, I can see that the approvers include my manager who has to sign off on the transaction before I can continue to subscribe. I can hit submit for approval and it will go to my manager who then can take action on the request. From the administrator point of view, I want to point out that you're able to create custom workflows or utilize your existing workflows within the Coupa environment, as you saw with my request to my manager to submit for approval. Once the administrator or the approver takes the necessary action, if they approve it, then the account will automatically be subscribed to the product that's been requested. I, as a software user, will receive an email notification letting me know that I can go in and use the AWS Marketplace product, and I've been automatically subscribed. Let's talk about how you can maintain agility. As an approver and administrator, we have quick and easy enablement and setup. Both procurement system integration and private marketplace are one-time setup steps. For example, with private marketplace, you can quickly create the private marketplace, update your branding and setting, and pre-populate your catalog of approved products. This takes well under an hour. If you want to use your existing systems, this also enables agility. If you have existing systems that you want to use, you can easily connect. With procurement system integration, you can use your existing procurement systems such as Coupa or Ariba. Additionally, with private marketplace, we have a set of public APIs that allows you to connect with your existing ticketing or approval system, such as Coupa or Ariba, so you can further streamline your product approval process. If you want new processes or systems, we also have those. For example, you saw the software request functionality that allows you to see what software is being requested by your end users. And finally, simplify discoverability. These tools empower your software users to easily find the software pre-approved for their use or request additional software. Let's talk about gaining visibility. We know as an administrator and approver, it's critical that you maintain visibility of your software users and their actions within AWS Marketplace. We have built-in tools such as views and workflows that help you maintain that visibility. For example, in Private Marketplace, we have a simple user experience that allows you to easily add additional products, remove products, and view your software users' request. Additionally, you can use the software request functionality, which is a workflow that allows you to view an aggregated view of your software users' requests for new software in their private marketplace. Additionally, you can use your external systems. This allows for simplification. No need for your software users to learn a new process or system. Instead, they can continue to use the tools and processes that they've used for their approval. You can also use the automation and the processes built within these tools. This helps maintain your aggregated view and centralized visibility within these external systems. And finally, we have cost management. We have billing, AWS Billing, which contains the details of the transactions made by each account. Additionally, we have tagging, which enables visibility into the different cost centers. For more information on AWS cost management tools in relation to AWS Marketplace, please check out Marketplace Session 302. Next, I'm going to pass over to Joe. He's going to share how Nationwide has used Private Marketplace as well as procurement system integration to strike the balance of agility and control within their organization.
Hi everybody, my name is Joe Daly. I'm the Director of Cloud Optimization Services at Nationwide. Now, if you're not familiar with what a Cloud Optimization Services team does, perhaps you've heard of Cloud Financial Management or FinOps, that's what some other businesses call it. But basically what we do is we work with IT teams, finance teams, procurement teams in the business to do cloud consumption management in such a way that they're able to manage their cloud environments to drive value for the customer. So let me introduce a little bit about Nationwide. We're a large company. We like to call ourselves a protection company. We protect what matters most to our members. We do that by offering a variety of products. We have financial products like annuities, We do 401ks for small businesses. We have lots of insurance products, auto, home, we'll insure your pet, all sorts of products, wide variety. And to support all those products, we have a lot of IT users, a lot of IT software users specifically, over 5,000 of them. Now, keep in mind also, Nationwide in 2018 started down a cloud migration journey, just like many other companies. So now all those 5,000 IT users are starting to leverage cloud services at a more fast pace, being able to scale on demand, and being able to deliver iterative, innovative work that focuses on delivering value to our members. Now, that's impacting every department at Nationwide. And one of our team's goals is to make sure we assist our IT procurement team, some of the best people I've ever worked with in my life, make sure that they can meet the speed of the moment and help the business hit their agility and innovation goals. So let's talk about those a little bit. What are the objectives here? So we need to go fast and pivot quickly. We need to allow our business and developing teams to purchase the software they want when they want it. We want to minimize IT interference with the procurement of the software. Now, what that means is we want to reduce the amount of steps and touch points in between requesting software, getting it procured, and installation of the software. And we want to empower our software users to innovate and iterate. And I will probably repeat this point multiple times. One of the things I'm most excited about being able to leverage Marketplace is consumption-based licensing. All the cloud resources are charged to the business based on the consumption of what they actually use it. Now we can get licenses that match that consumption pattern. So we can move away from fixed term, fixed fee licenses and only pay for the amount that we actually use of the license. Very important when we're trying to POC and learn things about software. Now, we don't just want to turn all the valves open and have this turn into the Wild West. We need to be good financial stewards and monitor our environment and establish control. So we need to have centralized governance so we can monitor the environment and make sure the business is getting charged back the appropriate expenses that they're incurring. We need to validate license management and legal compliance. We can't just agree to anything. We need to enforce appropriate spend thresholds. So, for example, if I'm a developer or an engineer and I only have a $5,000 spend authorization, we need to make sure there's controls in place so I don't go out and spend $5 million. We need to limit access to nationwide approved products. We don't want to have our legal and procurement teams be playing catch up and trying to make sure agreements that are already in place and it's too late anyway aren't violating any other policies or any other contracts out there. We want to make sure what we're making available is good for Nationwide to use. Essentially, how are we going to move fast and maintain control while being good financial stewards? And we can do this by leveraging AWS Private Marketplace. Private Marketplace enables access to the right solutions to our developers to get it faster, while also enabling financial control and visibility into the process. So let's talk about those processes. Current state. You, viewer, may be watching this by yourself, or perhaps you're in a room full of your closest friends. And who hasn't tried to shortcut the procurement process by just going around all the systems? I'm guilty of it in the past. I've been told off by enough IT procurement professionals to learn everything that goes into their job. They have a lot of work to do. Every contract is paper, and that is a lot of paperwork. You have to make sure that the company is protected, that the company isn't agreeing to anything in that contract that they don't want to agree to. They have to make sure that it's not impacting any other previously signed contracts. You got to make sure you're paying the right rate. And furthermore, a good procurement professional is making sure the contract language is set up so the renewal is going to be also favorable. By the way, you got to get that contract approved. How many times in the past have you had to scramble and email senior vice presidents, vice presidents to get their approval? Do you approve purchasing this software? And then you got to maintain that email forever. So add on top of that, you got purchase orders. Got to get the purchase order set up so that when the invoice hits, it flows to the right spot in the expense management system. And not to mention every million questions from software developers wanting to POC certain software, and how can they get access to that. It's an overburdened team. They have a lot of work that they got to do. And a lot of it is chasing, like I just pointed out, a lot of it is chasing things down. It's not value-added work. This creates long wait times for contracts to get approved. And while those contracts are getting through the process, developers are sitting there in churning states. Now, a lot of companies are modernizing their procurement systems to fix this issue, to make things go faster. Nationwide's done that. We've implemented SAP Ariba. So now we can integrate SAP Ariba with AWS Private Marketplace. And a lot of those things that I just mentioned become automated away. So that takes time for our procurement professionals. Instead of chasing things down, they can focus on their value-added work with the skill sets they bring to the table. POCs, when developers want a POC software, they can go out to the private marketplace, either see if it's available yet, or use that system to engage the procurement teams to get approval to use it. And this can possibly take just a few hours, possibly a few minutes. It speeds things up quite a lot. And the beauty of it is the cloud cost management transparency is in this every step of the way. So when charges hit, we know exactly who they're supposed to go to. So let's take a little bit of closer look here into the desired state of where we're going to go. So it starts with an administration team that has multifunctional roles in it. So we have procurement, we have legal, we have IT architecture, and they're making sure that all the software that's available in private marketplace is safe for use. We're not agreeing to any contracts that Nationwide is going to regret later, that they're the right solutions for Nationwide, that they line up strategically going forward, and that they're put into the AWS Private Marketplace. And then developers we can control which developers have access to this using AWS access controls, but the right developers can go into the private marketplace, be able to say, I need this license, this software license, put it in their cart, and then hit checkout. The cart will then go through the SAP Ariba approval system, so it'll go to the developer's boss, perhaps their boss's boss, and for approval. Then, once fully approved, the developer can take the software and install it into their system. Now, there's a few things I want to call out here. One, this is a much faster process. In the past, before this integration, requesting software, getting it reviewed, approved, and installed, that could take months. This could take hours. If you have people lined up to hit the approve button, it could take minutes. It frees up so much churn time and has people focused on doing their value-added work that they're best at. The second thing, like I said, I'm most excited about the potential of is the access to consumption-based licenses for the cloud, especially in POC environments. If you just want to test something out for a month or two, maybe 4 months, you can go through, get it through the private marketplace, implement it in your system, and then when you're done with your POC, you can terminate it and you stop paying for it. That gives a much better overview of what the business can expect the system to cost, and therefore judge what overall value is it really going to bring to the business. And then, of course, the third thing from a legal standpoint, there's standardized contract pricing. Everything's getting reviewed before they're made available in the marketplace. So we don't have 5,000 IT users going out and approving click-through agreements without any sort of sign-off or that, and safety checks so that Nationwide isn't put in a compromising negotiating space in the future. So as you can see, there's a lot of speed that's enabled by this. It's very exciting potential. At the same time, total control and visibility into the process. It's really exciting where this can go for Nationwide. With that, I'll turn it back over to Murphy.
Thank you, Joe, for sharing the information about Nationwide. It was great to learn how you've been able to empower your administrators with the tools and controls they need to help your software users have the agility required to spin up POCs as well as use additional resources for your innovation at Nationwide. It was great to learn, so thank you very much for joining us. As we learned today, private marketplace and procurement system integration can help you find the balance of control and agility within AWS Marketplace. As we learned, private marketplace is a tool that enables you to curate a catalog of pre-approved products. Procurement system integration allows you to integrate AWS Marketplace with your existing procurement systems, such as Coupa or SAP Ariba. We learned how these tools can help you maintain agility through the quick setup and enablement, utilizing existing systems or processes, as well as simplified discoverability. And finally, we learned how you can gain visibility through the built-in tools, as well as using your external systems and using AWS cost management. Thank you so much for your time today. If you'd like to learn more about AWS Marketplace and AWS Data Exchange, please check out some of our additional sessions listed here. To learn more about AWS Marketplace and the procurement tools available, please go to aws.amazon.com/marketplace. Thank you again for your time, and we hope that you learned a lot about how you can strike the balance of agility and control. Please remember to take the survey at the end of this session. Thank you.